Welcome. My name is Neil Thrussell, and I'm super excited that I have. This will be I think, the second time that had the pleasure of interviewing my friend Alessandro Gavello, who's who's done theater, who's done circus, and who's now taking all of this wealth of knowledge of feeling good and entertaining people and helping people feel and learn to flow and be purposeful living, and how to just feel on purpose. So welcome, Alessandro.
Hey, Neil, thank you very much. And hi, good day, good evening, good night. I think it's quite late over there, isn't it?
It is 11:30 p.m. my time.
11:30 p.m. your time, and you have been doing this for how long now? The last 2 days?
Yeah, and I started at 10 a.m. my time. Yeah,
Oh, that's excellent. Well
yeah,
done, Neil. Well
yeah.
done.
And I just got off a call that was 8 a.m. Estonia time.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'm from Australia. Here it's 4 p.m. in South Australia. Look at that.
This doesn't sound like an Australian accent.
And possibly because I'm not Australian.
I wonder what gave you away.
I don't know, maybe my wonderful and handsome
That could
name.
be it. And I'll give you a hint right off the bat. Alessandra and I think we can say that we believe that success needs to be fun.
Ah, absolutely, absolutely. How often you just think about this? When you have to go back to moments in your life where you learned quickly and fast, where you actually having a great time, an excellent time, or where you actually very, very bored, which one was it? I mean, think about it. How often, unfortunately, when you talk about, for example, learning mathematics, I have nothing against mathematics. I think it's beautiful mathematics. And I think that mathematics is actually at the core of understanding lots of things. Although most of math teachers, they don't make it fun. They say, "Oh, math doesn't have to be fun; just needs to be useful, or learning the theory, or lots of knowledge and notions." And people just say, "No, I don't enjoy that." And when people enjoy it, they learn faster. So there you go. We should be in the field of edutainment. That's what we should do.
Absolutely. So I'm going to ask you to pick a younger version of you, the young Italian boy back in Italy, or that's just in grade school, in high school, or you're just going to embark on a university. And I'm going to ask you to go just pick any one of them and figure out and feel what that younger version of Alessandro thoughts and thought success was. What did the younger you think success was?
Well, that is a very good question. Now, just quick introduction to the answer. We all know that there is a very interesting principle. Our memory is a hologram, and we change the hologram of our memories as we change our perception of ourselves, and the knowledge keeps increasing. So you see, there is this interesting experiment that they did with very, very, very young kids. Well, very young kids, talking about just eventually a year, 2 years old, or something like that. When they had two glasses, they contain the same amount of liquid, but one is larger and it's shorter, and the other one is taller. And they pour the water from one to the other one, and then they ask, so they do this in front of their eyes, and they ask which one contains more liquid, and they go generally for the tall one. That's the
Yeah.
fascinating thing, because you can tell that both of them are containing the same amount of liquid. But when they actually learn about that, and you show them a film, a movie about themselves saying something like that, and they say, of course, they learn and they say, of course, they contain the same amount of liquid, and you show them a video, they will get to the point they say, no, that's not me, it's not possible, because I remember very clearly that I have this kind of knowledge. So, answering to this question, I can hallucinate, and my hallucination still will be filtered very much by what I know now and who I am right now. When I was very, very young, around 7, 8 years old, I started practicing the martial art called judo. And judo is a competitive sport. And one of the main key points was to eventually get to the podium and winning a prize. And for some reasons, I never found that part the more interesting of all, for some reasons. But I enjoyed a lot. We were doing challenges about how to break fall across lots of people that were staying very close to each other, in attack position. And I enjoyed doing that very much. And for me, success was being able to do one more than the other person, and one more than the other person, and one more than the other person. And right now, I could just say, of course, it was not a challenge with the other. It was just a challenge within myself. But I can tell you that I never thought in that way until I actually learned many more things. So success was being able to feel good about something that was just happening because of me. That was what I thought success was.
Okay, that's deeper than mine. Mine was just about getting girls and hanging with my friends.
Look, that I never learned to do this properly until a certain age. So you see, maybe there is a difference in there, and you managed to do this much better than what I did.
Yeah. So this younger version of you was thinking about the number of bodies he can jump over, and very a little bit competitive internally. And so now we fast forward to 2020 in Australia. What is the Alessandro thinks think and feel and successes to you now?
Success to me now is anything that it's any event that we can make happen. That's success. You see, people, I say people because I don't know who, but generally people, when they hear the word success, they focus on what success looks like most of the time, how it feels, what they tell you. Success. How do you know that you get success? Generally, people are confirming that you achieve something. Although, do you know how much? Yeah, you know this, of course, and I'm pretty sure that all the people that are listening to us know this very well. The power of words. The power of words. Words don't describe the reality; they create reality. Do you know the etymology of the word success? Possibly you know it. I mean, it comes from Latin. Latin. Now, succedere. That's the Latin word. The Italian word has a double meaning. Has a double meaning. So if you look for succedere or successo, actually, successo, that means success, successo, you will have two meanings. One is success. The other one is the past participle of happen, so happened. So you see, etymology is telling us this is coming from that. And it's telling us one more thing, that success has a very strong presupposition. Happened. To make anything happen, to have anything that happened, you need to make it happen. So you need to act, you need to do. And it's not just about winning the lottery, and that I'm not sure which kind of success is that, or winning a competition. If you button up your shirt, thanks to the strategy that you applied, you succeed. Tying your shoelaces, once you can do it in the better in the proper way, that's already a success. So what is the action that you need to take to get the results that you want? And if you don't get the results that you want, what can you change? That's all.
Abs- yeah, absolutely. So thank you. Um, so you've got a mentor, you've got people that have achieved some form of success. You're in a circus, somebody's been able to successfully walk with stilts, and they do it
Absolutely.
very well. Or the flying trapeze, and they've done it time and time again. So, for me to do the trapeze, I wouldn't succeed. But for them, success is they're able to do it. What do you see as attributes or skills and or things that people that have need some or have achieved some high level of attainment of success, what are they doing that quite possibly the average person, the normal person, is not doing?
Okay, okay. Fair question. Let's say this. Who's saying that the average question, the average person is not really doing it? I observe many people having success in their life without realizing it. That's the beauty of thinking on purpose. Once you realize that you are actually getting the results of the sum of your habits, all of a sudden, instead of complaining, you change because it's your responsibility. That's it. That's the look. That's You see, yes, I've learned many circus skills. I had the opportunity to learn how to balance on stilts. I swang on the flying trapeze. I climb on ropes up to 8, 10 meters up in the air. I have done all these kind of things. There is one thing in common, and it's the fact that you need to actually do it. You need to act. Just by talking about it, just by understanding how it works, just by knowing why something is happening, is it going to really be enough to get any kind of concrete results? Fuck no, it's not gonna happen. It's just that's not happening. You see, it's like kind of confusing the menu with the lunch. It doesn't work like that. It's kind of like pretending to be able to ride a bike just by knowing the principle. Now plenty of people are watching now eventually, or they watch the recordings and they will know the physics behind the wheel, the rotation of the wheel. You know that if you have a wheel that doesn't rotate, but it's just nice and steady, and it's not in static, you can just turn it and twist it with no problem. But if you make it spin, I think it's the gyroscopic principle. Please don't take this as I don't remember. I studied many years ago. And you try to move it, it's freaking hard because the motion is actually. So you say, now I understand. So if I do this on my bike, I can balance. Does this make you able to ride the bike? No,
It
it
does in my
doesn't.
sleep when I'm dreaming.
Does this make you great in riding a unicycle? No. You need to actually do it. You need to actually start doing a recipe book. It's not the final dish. The distance between who you are and who you want to be and the results that you get is separated, but what you do and how you do it. So how much can you enjoy yourself actually in learning, in practicing, in giving yourself a chance, keeping in mind that whichever results you get is a success. Now we need to
Yes.
just learn, is this result the one that I wanted or not? A person during his lifetime has plenty of success, has success every day. A person can be very successful in feeling like shit. Well done,
Well,
great, you're doing a great job. Now, is that what you want? I mean, if you can choose, do you prefer to feel like shit or to feel great? What do you prefer? I already tried feeling great, so I'll just stick with the shit. Really? I never heard anybody saying that. The fact is that people don't have possibly the choice. They don't know that they can choose. And most of the work that I do as I actually lead, as I coach uh, leaders in performing at their best, that's what I do, is actually getting them to learn about how to use these and their body with purpose, so that they can have a great ripple effect just in their life, just in the people close to them, and eventually all the people that they are taking care of. Look at that. And all of a sudden, success becomes something that people can achieve on purpose, because that's the difference. It's not that we don't achieve success, it's that we confuse the idea of success with what we want respect of what we don't want. And when you ask a person, sorry, what do you want, most of the time they will tell you what they don't want. Our
absolutely.
brain works in directions, so we need to make sure that we did very good ones. And when we know how to direct our brain, we direct our life. And if we can't do that, someone else is going to direct it for us. And I don't know what they want, because you'll just follow them. It may not end up very well.
Yeah, because probably the young Alessandro's parents or people well-meaning said, "Don't join the circus. There's nothing good, That's just for bums and gypsies and that. You need to be an engineer. You need to be you're a teacher."
That's funny enough. Look, I've been to the Moscow Circus School, and being able in Moscow to join the circus school, you know, it's actually a honor. One of the most important professions, one of the most important job, is the circus performer in Moscow. And there were people of kids there, because I was training there. I was 28 when I went to Moscow to train, and there were plenty of teenagers training there, and a good amount of them, they were not really that keen, but their parents forced them to actually go to the circus school, because it's an important kind of role that you have in society there. Look at that, how fascinating, isn't it?
Absolutely. One man's poison is another man's pleasure.
I don't know about that, but hey, I think that I found quite funny. There was this pair of girls. They were jugglers, and they were doing bounce juggling. So they were throwing the bouncy balls, juggling balls, to each other, bouncing off a surface. They were sisters, and one of them wanted to be, I think, a veterinary or something like that. She didn't want to be there. But and she, every time she was performing, poor thing, she was suffering because she didn't want to perform. But without her, her sister didn't have an act. Imagine, So when we talk about success, any kind of strategy, with strategy is any kind of sequence of event that we make happen, internal, external, that are giving us a result that is constant, a constant result. When we apply a certain kind of strategy, we always succeed. Always. All the time. Success is getting the result that you worked for, based on the habits, on the strategies, on the events that you had happening. External, like external behaviors, external kind of uh, movements, strategies, where how you apply yourself into achieving a certain goal, whatever it is. And internal, how you lived it, what you thought, the emotions that you did. You combine all together, and you have that result, you have that success. And as I said before, if you don't like it, you need to do something else when you know that you can. Plus, you need to have the opportunity to see that there is a choice. If we can only do one thing in one way, there is no choice. There is no choice. And if there is no choice, we can only do the thing that we can do. And that's why most of the time, we keep doing the same thing over and over, hoping for a different results. 80% or even more of our thought patterns are the same every day. And if we keep the same thought pattern happening, what do you think it's going to happen? We will keep doing the same things over and over.
No, they will naturally change.
How often, Neil, how often you find yourself working on your computer and you swear you're doing the same thing over and over, but you get different results? Computers don't abide to this kind of law. That's the fascinating part. Say, but I pressed that button yesterday and it did that. Why is not doing this anymore?
Absolutely. You know. So as we wind up for the night, is there any thoughts that you would like to leave our listeners and our viewers in live and in replay with?
Right. Well, whatever you're doing, ask yourself is if you're getting the results that you want. It's the most simple things of all. You see, generally, I don't know you as much as you know yourself. The difference is that you are living your situation, your events from the inside out. I live them from the outside. So having the opportunity to work with somebody that can have a different point of view, not of you, can be
Yep,
useful as well.
absolutely.
Keeping in mind that yes, I could come out with these fantastic sentences that you can say you failed only when you stop trying and all these kind of things. Uh, if we don't get the results that we want, it is quite normal to not feel great about it. It is okay. It is okay. Said that, do you really want to waste your time in feeling like shit when you actually can do something about it and get the result that you want? There is nothing, look, in my experience, there is nothing that a good change of attitude and a new set of skills cannot solve.
I want to thank you for your presence, your wisdom, your sharing with us, and your time for with our viewers and our listeners. Thank you, Alessandro.
Thank you very much, Neil. Thank you for inviting me. I really, really enjoy to be here.
Thank you. And we will see and talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Take care.